Hey guys, it's Nicole the Notary of A Good Notary here in Northern Virginia. I wanted to address some questions that people have had, like some concerns, because we're in the state of COVID-19. We're all notary signing agents and we're going out here to, these unknown individuals. We're going into their homes. I've been hearing things that, people are throwing crazy things at people, like in 10-degree weather, they want them to stand outside and sign documents. We've also heard that, to overcome this, people are doing car signings. I have not yet done a car signing. I don't feel like it's exactly the right thing to do. I think that there are ways that we can follow CDC guidelines. We can follow kind of what's coming down the pipe now as our signing agencies and our lenders and escrow agents are even telling us to do some things. So throughout COVID-19, I have actually adopted a script that has not failed me yet. I have not had a borrower act ugly yet. I hope that I don't, because this is very serious, and I take obviously my health very seriously, and I take the health of everyone that I'm around, including my customers, extremely seriously. So I developed a script. It's not really written down or anything. I wing it each time, but it always includes several variables. The first is that I'm calling to confirm the appointment. So I do let them know that that's the reason I'm calling. I inform them who I am. But then I also go through my COVID-19 regimen, which is I'm calling to confirm that no one in the home has been internationally traveling for the last 30 days. I do 30 days. You're supposed to do 14. I do 30 days because I want to be sure. I want to have that knowledge out there. Now, it's important to know they're not under oath when they're doing this. This is just a phone call, so it's not technically a notarial duty, but we are public officers, so lying to us can be a legal issue. It's not in the form of being a notary, so that's how I like to look at it, is they're lying to a public official if they do lie on this portion of it. However, I don't say any of that. What I do say is I ask them if they've traveled abroad for 30 days or more, or if they've been around any infected individuals. And most will say, to my knowledge, no, which is always kind of, it's kind of a funny moment where we both kind of chuckle. But then I talk to them about the measures that I'm going to be taking for my signing. I think this is where a lot of us are not doing so well. Your concern is typically that the borrower is letting you into their home. That's my concern too. This is your home. This is where you live and breathe and cough and hack and do all this nasty stuff, and I'm coming in here. So from my perspective, I'm a germaphobe. Let me just straight up tell you that. If you saw my What's in My Bag video, which I'll post here or somewhere for you, then you already know that I don't like germs. I can't, and I do keep all the COVID products in my bag, including hand sanitizer and things like that, but also masks. If I ever do have a customer, a borrower who wants to get a little ugly, as we know some folks can, I am ready with my mask as an option, number one, or number two is that I leave. So that's my plan if that ever happens. You have two options. One, you can take my free mask and you can wear it, or I can exit and someone else can come help you. That's fine. There are people who don't care. Like, if you're willing to risk it, that's you. I'm not. So let me get to the meat of it. I want to give you a quick rundown of what my what my conversation with the customer would be like when I'm calling. And for new notaries, this will also give you an idea of what you can say to a customer when you are finally in the position to do so. So, and you're calling to confirm the call. So I'm going to just wing this, but this is what I would say. So, hello, hi, this is Nicole the Notary, and I'm calling from A Good Notary, or on behalf of whatever company I'm calling for, whatever, depending on the signing agency or the lender escrow agency that I'm working for. They may have their own routine that they want me to go through. This is mine, and I do add this on regardless of what that is. So I do say, hi, this is Nicole the Notary of A Good Notary, and I'm just calling to confirm the appointment. Is this Shamika Shaquan, the borrower? And she's going to say, yes, this is Shammy. And I'm going to say, hi, Shammy. I was just calling to confirm our appointment. Our appointment time is at 3 p.m. and I have the address listed as 1231 Runway Drive. Is that correct? And she's going to say, yes, that's my house. We're coming to my house. And I'm going to say, you know what, Shamika, thank you so much for inviting me into your home. Yes, the appointment is at your house. It's at 4 p.m. I just wanted to confirm that I have the right address, but I also need to go over some COVID-19 disclosures with you. Do you have a moment to do that with me? And she's going to say yes. And I'm going to say, okay, well, that's great. So we all know that we're in the state of COVID-19 right now. And so there are some safety protocols I want to go over with you that will be in place for our session. I want to thank you so much for inviting me into your home. I will be a guest in your home, and as such, because I'm a guest, I do ask that everyone in the home have on a face mask for the duration of the time that I'm there. I don't say you have on a mask. I don't say you and your friend have on a mask, because I don't know who else is going to be there. I say everyone in the house has to have on a mask while I'm there, because Uncle Joe, who comes out of the bathroom and he's 58 and he's hacking up loogies and whatever, snorting and blowing his nose or picking his boogies, whatever he's doing as he's walking in the kitchen and grab an apple, I don't want that to impact our signing session and my germophobia. Okay? I don't say that. That was a sidebar, y'all. So what I say to her is, okay, so thank you for inviting me into your home. I really appreciate it. And I do ask that everyone in the home have on a mask for the duration of the time that I'm there. Is that okay? And she's going to say, yes. And I'm going to say, great. Now for our signing, we've got a lot of papers to sign, and there's going to be papers going back and forth, and we'll have a couple of piles going. So I just wanted to confirm that we have a table area with about 6 feet of space available. Do you have something like that? And she's going to say, yeah, I do. It's our breakfast nook or kitchen or whatever table, our pool table, whatever they have. She's going to say yes. Or she's going to say no. And when she says no, that's my cue that, okay, something, we need to do this a little bit differently. Okay, well, if you don't have 6 feet of space, do you have an area maybe where we could pass documents back and forth? Whatever I'm in the mood for that day, or, whatever I'm willing to accommodate, that's what I'll suggest. I'm not giving her the option to suggest things, because if they start suggesting stuff, you're going to be like, I had a signing where I did not do this, and the borrowers wanted to be 12 feet apart. And so that signing took literally 2.5 hours, because I had to drop documents in the middle of the table. They went to the other side of the room and they signed in my presence, but it was just really, really far away. Like, I could see everything that they were doing, but it just took forever. So, that's an option. I don't like that option. So I'm going to give them other things that we can do. Oh, okay, you don't have 12 feet of space, or, oh, you're not willing to, whatever, wear masks. Okay, well then, do you have any public places near you that would work for this type of signing? And are you sure that they have that they were allowing guests. So sure, we have a Starbucks up the street, or sure, there's a library, or sure, and when they suggest something at that point, then I start thinking in my head, is this going to be okay? Is this going to be somewhere where we can sign safely and securely? In addition to that, I follow up with, I will have, and this is where you can add whatever you have in your bag. So I will have hand sanitizer, gloves, additional masks, and pins for you. I'm not sure what color your lender wants us to sign in, but I will have both blue and black ink. Is that you can certainly bring your own to the table, and I'll have backups if you need them. Okay, that way I've taken care of the things that I'm actually going to have in my bag, and they know that I'll have backups in case. And this also helps to give them confidence in what you're going to be doing for them. So they know that you've got this down, and they know that you're looking out for their safety and yours as well. Did I say the line about my family? I don't know if I said that, so I'm going to say it again. If I said it again, then just kind of listen or fast forward through this. So what I say when I'm saying thank you for welcoming me into your home, I say thank you for welcoming me, or thank you for having me as a guest in your home. I do require that everyone in the home wear a face mask for the duration of my time there. And this is to protect myself, you and your husband, as well as both of our families and all of my future clients. So that way they know that I'm not just doing this to them. This is not an attack on them. It is not an attack on kind of their freedom or anything like that. This is because we need to be safe right now. A lot of people understand that. You got some that don't. So anybody who ain't been watching the news for the last year and been living through COVID, I don't understand, how you're not there yet, but I'll sign for you too. You just got to do what I need you to do in order for me to do so. So, what else do I do? So we go over the table, we go over the COVID procedures. I ask them if there's been international travel for the last 30 days. Has anyone in the home been feeling sick or been exposed to someone else with COVID? And they're going to say no. They always say no. Even I'm sure some of these people have been exposed, but I pray not. In addition to that, what else do I say? So then, you just do regular confirmation things. So we've already done the time. We've already done the location. We've done the COVID routine. Now I will ask things about their IDs. And I need you to have 2 forms of IDs. Typically, this is going to be something state issued or something like a passport, and potentially a social security card or a work ID. There's a list of IDs. If any of those are not in your possession, I can supply you with when I get there. And that needs to be unexpired. Do you have those things? And they're going to say, yeah, I have it. Even if they don't, they're going to say, yeah, I have it. And you're just going to say, okay. Well, I will, and this is something I do for my signings. I collect them at the beginning, and I tell them this on the phone so they're expecting it. So I collect them at the beginning, and I will hold on to them for the duration of our signing, and they'll be on the table before me because there's some things that I'll need to do with it. And those things for new signing agents, those things include ID verification forms. They include Patriot Act forms, and they include your notarial certificates, because sometimes you got to write info about that, just depending on what they want. But you'll need to verify names and make sure that it passes the field touch and look test that you should be doing. What else? So that was it, I think. Okay, so then you verify that. You verify, how you're going to handle funds. In Virginia, we can't handle funds, so unless you have a title producer's license, which I'm thinking about getting. I'll probably do a video on that later. But you just want to make sure that you're putting your best foot forward and you can eliminate some of these issues. Now, here's what I would do with a signer who asks that we meet outside in 10-degree weather. I make up every reason in the book why that's not a good idea. And then if they still insist on that, then I will pass on the job. So I'm serious about not getting sick. Like $175, $200, $250 for that signing is not going to kill me to pass up. But COVID-19 will. So here's what I would say to that. One signer actually said that to me yesterday. And I told him, I said, it's kind of windy outside and I don't think the documents will do too well in the wind. So we can play it by ear, but I really think we should be inside. And he was like, you know what, you're right. So it was fine after that. I did have two signers. Like I said, they were very serious about COVID. They had an elderly person that they were caring for, and they wanted to be extra careful. I will never do that again. But I understand what they needed and what they wanted, and I responded to that. I went into it knowing what they needed. I didn't realize how much time it was going to take them to sign their names. So, let's see. So if I had another customer like that, I would offer to go somewhere else. So we can meet in a public place. And these guys, they probably would not have wanted to meet in a public place. Like they just wouldn't have. They would have waited for the perfect signer. And they actually did tell me that they would be calling me back because they liked the service that I gave them. That would be great. I would probably do it for them specifically again, but not anybody else. I've already built that relationship, so I'd hate to destroy that one, but I was out in the cold. I was freezing my behind off. We were in their garage, and they had this table set up, which, the table was fine. I thought we were going to sit at both sides of the table, at the heads of the table. But that didn't happen. They were like, no, you can sort the papers and keep the papers here at the table, and then we'll go over there after you give us a paper and then bring it back to the table when we're done signing. And I said, well, as long as I have a clear sight of vision for everything that you do and you're not walking away with the papers, then that's fine. The documents have to stay here. So I did it. Won't do it again because of the time it took. And it was cold. It was very it had just started getting super cold at night. And here in Virginia, it's got that humid chill that rolls down your back when it's freezing and you just lock up. Yeah, I won't do that again. But anyway, so if they asked me, I would suggest an alternative location. I would suggest an alternative time. If, time gets into impacting the actual signing, I won't change it too much. But for someone else like them, we would have needed to go somewhere else. Now, my friend who has great videos, and oh my gosh, I can't remember his name right now, but he asked the question about, I guess out in his area, it's really rural, and he wanted to know what to do in the event that these people would not let him in the house. And my comment to you is this. We are business owners, and this is going to be my parting comment. We're business owners. The joy of being a business owner is that you get to pick who you want to do business with. So if that man will not let you in his house because you are one of two things. Let's say you're a big burly man. Let's say that you're the wrong skin tone. Let's say that, whatever. Then you're a business owner. Look at yourself like you are your employee. What would you tell your 16-year-old employee if that customer said the same thing to them? You're responsible for that 16-year-old employee, so what would you say to them? Would you let that 16-year-old employee sit outside in the cold and freeze in a blizzard with no coat on? No. You're going to tell him to take care of himself. Would you let a 68-year-old man do the same thing if they're your employee? No. You're going to tell them to take care of themselves. So why, when it comes to you, would you be willing to sit outside in the cold to let some man who has a whole entire house that he can make accommodating, not do it. You got to think like a business owner, and definitely the money comes into play. If you're in a situation where money is at play more than your self-care can be, then I'm sorry. Do what you got to do to get out of that situation. But if you're in a place where you're running your business like a business and it's got income coming in and you have relationships with companies and people know you and they know your work ethic, then I would roll with that. This was a situation that I just won't do. I'm sorry. Sir, I need to be indoors. I'm not a dog. I wouldn't say I'm not a dog, but literally they're treating you like a dog. Like they're telling you to be outside. You don't need to be outside. These are papers. Anything can happen to the papers. And then that's really when you rely on that. So the first response, I think, would be, I really don't think it's a good idea to be outside. It's either very windy or the documents could get wet. I'm responsible for these documents. If they fly away, your refinance is not going to happen and you're going to have to close again. They're going to have to redraw paperwork and your loan's going to be in jeopardy. And you just let them, kind of ponder that. And then eventually I'm sure they're going to make an accommodation. Now, the other thing he said in the video is that there were critters. So after the man was very upset that he couldn't, that he wanted to come inside, he let him inside. And then he realized why he didn't want him inside. And it was because his house was full of critters. I'm going to tell y'all something. I don't mess with bugs of any kind, ever. Ever. Never. I do not mess with bugs. So I would say, I'm sorry. This is not going to work for me. I think that I saw a IHOP or a Starbucks or a Great American Restaurant, whatever kind it is, because they're all over the place. Some kind of something down the street when I turned in to get here. Can we meet there? And I would say, I will meet you there. Like literally, at that point, I would not be giving him an option. I will meet you there in 15 minutes. How's that sound? Give me a call if you get lost. You know which one I'm talking about? Oh, okay, yeah, the one on the corner that we should have met at in the first place. Yes, that one. I'll meet you there in 15 minutes. Okay, thanks. I don't know. I just don't mess with bugs, so that would be an easy one for me to quickly back out of. Like, I'm not setting my bag down. I'm not opening up my zippers for my notarial stuff. Like, that's just not happening. I don't do bugs. No, that's not going to happen. So anyway, guys, I've talked enough. I got to finish printing these documents for my signings tomorrow morning. I hope you guys have a great night. If you liked what I said, then go ahead and let me know that. Like and subscribe to my channel. Like this video and subscribe to my channel. Hit the bell so you get notified of any new material that I bring in. I'm getting that little YouTube jazz down a little bit more. Other than that, if you have any questions or you didn't like my script or you think you can do a better script, then I'd like to see your ping back video or hit me down in the chat with any questions that you have or scenarios that you'd like to see. But I think what I want you to take away from this is that you have to care for you first. We are signing agents. We are out here. We are impacting a lot of people. We are conversing with a lot of people. So the more successful your business is right now, the more busy you are, the more people you engage and interact with. And so we want to keep everybody safe. And that's really what I want you to take away from this if you don't take away anything else. Until then, until this is all over, just stick with the script. Make up your own scripts. Let me know if you liked mine. or if you didn't. And I look forward to talking to you guys in the comments. Talk to you later. Have a great evening. Bye.